Red Bun Means we're live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So, where do I begin when talking about this joke of a basketball team in the Los Angeles Lakers? That was the most embarrassing loss of the entire season so far. I mean, to lose by 41 points to a Heat team that coming in last night was bottom 10 in points per game is sorry. And this wasn't some game you could just chalk it up like, oh, every team gets blown out. It's just a one off. No, this is a continued trend for the Lakers. They have now lost 6 of their last 8 games, and they're not just losing, they are getting bent over. And I've been saying it for a while now. It's largely because their defensive effort is pathetic. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. This is the worst defensive team in the league. They just are. And now it is LA Fitness level bad. They have the 4th worst defensive rating in the league, and they are now dead last in opponent field goal percentage. And don't get me started on their transition defense because I ran on here for an hour. But I'm watching the game last night, just looking at their effort. It's like they showed up hung over after a night at Club Live. They looked lifeless last night from start to finish. I mean, off rip, Miami went on like a 20-3 run in the first quarter. I'm like, where's the energy? And to me, the only way you can revive a dead team at this point in the season is to shake up the roster. They did it in 2022, remember, where they started 2-10. They were a disaster, traded Westbrook, and ran the table to the Western Conference Finals. I still think this roster is capable, if they make a move or two, to make a kind of run like that. But it's up to Rob Pelinka. And if you're him, you cannot let this team continue to fall just for a couple more days because they're falling, and they're falling fast. I mean, it feels like yesterday when I was up on here, I'll smile. LeBron longevity, triple doubles, AD MVP. We're going to win 50 games. They were 10-4, the 3rd seed. I was kicking my feet up. It's like a week later, they're 12-10 in the 9th seed, back in the play-in where it feels like they belonged the last couple of years. But this team desperately needs perimeter speed. I've been saying it for a while now. They do not have the athletes on the perimeter to play solid defense. And if you're Rob Pelinka, LeBron, AD, AR, of course, connect the rookie. Everyone else is off the table. Everyone else, you can pick up the phone right now and ship them out. And I think that's what they need to do. They need to get some perimeter speed because they could not guard the Heat last night. I mean, it was embarrassing. Listen to some of these numbers out of Miami. The Heat shot 57.8% from the field, 51.1% from 3. They out-rebounded the Lakers 52-36. Rebounds have also been another problem. They also need to get it back a big. They out-assisted the Lakers 42-29. 42 assists, by the way, was the franchise record for Miami. Mind you, this is the same Heat team that had LeBron. And, they turned the ball over more than Los Angeles, but the Heat had more points off turnovers. They also beat them in fast break points. Largest lead was like 45 points. I mean, they have no one capable of stopping people. Tyler Hero, who I think is solid, by the way, they had Tyler Hero looking like, no disrespect, prime Steph Curry. He had like 10 threes. It's because they have no one on the roster who could stay in front of him, fight over a screen, and put a hand in his face. And Lakers fans on Twitter like to make this big deal like the league is colluding. You hear it all the time. Why are all these teams? I don't think it's conspiracy theory anymore that all these stars are coming back off long injury breaks to play the Lakers. The league needs to investigate. And I'm like, if I'm Jimmy Butler, who came back from a long injury, or I think he just took a game off against the Lakers last night, of course I want to come back against the Lakers because they have played soft, sorry defense. So it's essentially like a scrimmage. And a scrimmage it was. Jimmy Butler played hurt last night. He was limping and still had a decent day because that's how bad the Lakers defense is. And JJ Redick said after the game that he is, quote, I am embarrassed. We're all embarrassed after the 40-point loss. And even Magic Johnson took to Twitter said the team looked embarrassed last night. I mean, yeah, you should be embarrassed, JJ, because your team is free falling. What the hell was that effort in Miami? Again, it's like they showed up a night after Club Live and looked hungover. I mean, what was that effort? I mean, the silver lining from last night was that LeBron beat the wash allegations, but Anthony Davis had another terrible game, another 3 for 15 special. He's been bad as of late, especially on defense when he's the only good defensive player on the team. So now the entire defensive unit's bad. But it seems like since Franz Wagner and the Magic, I'm going to be corny here, waved the Magic wand and sucked all the life out of the Lakers, they've been free-falling since he hit that game winner. They've won 2 games since then, and they've been against trash teams. And right now, this team is the worst defensive team in the league, and they're going to go nowhere. And they aren't going nowhere. In fact, they're going backwards, big time. Again, if you're Rob Pelinka, JJ Redick, Jeannie Buss, how can you see that embarrassing effort in the 305 and be like, we're okay? You better be on the phones right now because this team is falling. They're falling fast because they're the worst defensive team in the league, and they do not have the effort, the energy, the athleticism, and personnel to compete right now on a night-to-night basis. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in to this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social media, stay updated on all things related to the show. Till next time, see you.